Hey friends, Sleepy here. Welcome to a brand new pickups video. I got some great stuff to share with you guys today. I've got a massive haul of Xbox 360 titles, as this will pretty much finish up my Xbox 360 collection for myself. I've been picking up games for the 360 since February, and I'm really glad that I started when I did because prices have just been going through the roof, skyrocketing on Xbox 360 games. And some of these games I picked up have doubled, tripled, or quadrupled in price since I bought them. So I'm really glad I started this when I did, because the prices are just absolutely insane now. 360 is one of the hottest consoles, and it's just hard to get some of these games for now because all the copies are being bought up and the prices are skyrocketing. So I'm glad that I started this journey earlier in the year. I ended up picking up a lot more games than I originally had planned, but that's because I've been watching a lot of Xbox 360 videos and collection stuff and recommendations from people, and just seeing, oh, this game looks cool, and I added them to my list. Now I was able to pay for most of this stuff thanks to selling off those unwanted games from my collection. I've got two buddies on here, Inflamed Media and Mr. Mac Daddy himself, Jeff, Mr. Tight White. Both of those guys are really good friends of mine, and they both bought a couple different lots of video games off of me, and I was able to use that money to buy some games for my 360 that I really wanted. There was also a couple other people I sold stuff to online here, but they don't either have YouTube channels or they just asked to remain anonymous. They don't want me to mention who they are, so I'm not going to for privacy reasons, and just going to respect their wishes. But there were a few other people who bought other games from me as well, and I was able to use that money to buy games. I also then traded in a bunch of stuff to my local game stores, and some of it I took trade-in credit to buy this stuff, but then I also sold some of it for the cash so I could get some of the games on eBay. So we're going to get into all those games, but I do have a couple things I got from that thrift store that all the proceeds go to help different animals get cats and dogs and turtles and all kinds of different stuff adopted. And so I picked up two things from there, and then we also have some stuff I got from Nintendo thanks to the My Nintendo Rewards program. I got a couple more things from there, and then we'll go into the 360 stuff from the local game stores and eBay and stuff. So first up, for $3, I got this really cool Gears of War fleece throw blanket from that place, and it still was brand new, wrapped in the bag, and it just looks really cool. It's a red and black one. It's got the Gears of War logo on there with the red skull, which looks badass. So I just thought this would be really cool. I would like to eventually hang this up on a wall. Like, I have a Dragon Ball Z throw that I have in our bedroom that's up on the wall. So I thought this was pretty cool to get for $3. So pretty neat. Randomly find video game stuff there, which is cool. And then I also got a cool statue. This was $15, and it is from the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice collector's edition. It had the cool statue there. The only thing it's missing is somebody ripped out the little bottom plate that tells you that's what it's from, but that's not a big deal. I got it because it's a really cool statue. Now, at the time when I bought this, I couldn't remember what game it was from, but I'm like, I know it's from one of the samurai games. And then when I got home, I realized, like, oh yeah, this is that from that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice game. So it was really cool to get this. Now, I also got previously, last year, I actually got the art book that came in the collector's edition from that same thrift store. So the same person must have donated different pieces of that collector's edition to them. So now I have the cool statue, which I'll put in the gaming wall somewhere. But I thought that was kind of cool to get for $15. I love those little video game statues. All right, and now we'll go over a couple things I got from the My Nintendo Rewards, where you get the platinum ones, which I earn those coins every day by answering questions on Nintendo.com, and just by logging into Nintendo.com, you get like 10 coins. I play that Super Mario Run every day, and I earn coins through there. I also earn coins by filling out surveys. You also get them by logging onto your Nintendo Switch every day. So I get those coins built up, and then I get these cool little physical things. All I have to do is pay for the shipping. Well, the shipping's like $8, but I'll get like 3, 4, 5, 6 things at a time, so that it makes it worth it paying for the shipping. And then I get these really cool collectibles. So first up I got is this really cool Super Mario little coin holder, or a little baggie, whatever you want to call it is. But I thought that was kind of neat to get. I also got these cool WarioWare Move It stickers. There's actually a couple sheets in there. It's pretty thick and hard. They look pretty neat. They might even be magnets, actually. I think they might be magnets. That's what it looks like. I can't remember now. It's been so long since I picked these up, though. So I got that. And then I did get another thing of stickers from the Super Mario. They had a couple different series of these Super Mario stickers, just pretty cool. So I got those. And then I also got the Splatoon 3 expansion pass little sticker set here. So pretty cool. So they have some neat little stuff there on the Nintendo. That's the My Nintendo program where you get those platinum rewards. So if that's something you're interested in, I definitely would look into that, because it's a free program and you can get those by just doing surveys, exploring the website, and then you can turn in all those coins and get free little cool collectibles like that. So it's really neat stuff. So now we'll get into the stuff I got from the local game store, which I did get a couple of strategy guides, which I've not been really actively looking for strategy guides, but whenever I'm out of the game stores, you know, I'm always looking in case I see something I'm missing, and I did find a couple. So the first stuff I got, and this was $8, was Lego Marvel Avengers strategy guide, which I love the Lego games and I like to 100% them. So this has the locations of all the collectibles, so I'm really glad to have that now. I can 100% that game. I got another Lego one for $10, was Lego Marvel Superheroes, a really big, thick manual, which is great. It covers all versions, even the modern Xbox One and PS4 versions. So I was really happy to get that one. I also had the other one here, and it was $15. Really good price for this. Is The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon, the Prima's official strategy guide. It's in really, really good condition, like new, doesn't look like it's ever been used. And I was really happy to get it because I actually just picked this game up a couple weeks ago on eBay, which you guys will see here soon. So I was really glad. I knew I was going to get the game, but I wanted to get the strategy guide for it as well. So really happy with that. So there's all the strategy guides. Now everything that's left in the video is going to be pretty much Xbox 360 games, with the exception of 2 other things from eBay that are non-video game stuff, but they're still pretty cool. So let's start off here. Now, the video game store stuff, I have the prices still on them, so I'll be able to tell you what I paid for them. But most of the stuff from eBay, I really don't remember the prices now because it's been so long. You know, there's been a couple months of me picking this stuff up, but none of this stuff really cost me much out of pocket. You know, the prices I'm telling you is what I got them for, but you know, I sold stuff to pay for it. So I don't know what my real out of pocket cost for all of this stuff. I would say is like $250 or something total. All the rest came from selling stuff, so not really bad deal for all the stuff that I got. So this first one, I was really happy I got from my local game store. They had to order it for me, and I got it for an incredible price. It was $17, and it is complete, and that was Tenchu Z, exclusive to the Xbox 360, a really cool ninja game, part of the Tenchu series, and I just got it for $17. This is going for like $40-50 or more online, and really gotten expensive, so I'm really glad that I got it, and being complete and in really, really good condition. So I was really happy to get that. That was a really awesome find. Next up, I got for $18 another game that is like $40-50 online, and I was able to get it for $18 from my local game store, and that was a copy of Blood Drive, which is a really awesome game where you can run around and smash zombies and stuff. Buddy recommended it, so had to pick it up and check it out. I'm glad that it has the manual. It's in really good condition, and I went to look online to get this digitally. They want $49.99 on the Microsoft Store, so they still want $50 for a digital copy. You might as well buy the physical copy for $50. So this one you have to get physically if you don't want to pay $50 digitally for it, which I've seen some online for $45 and $50 now, but I'm really glad that I got this for $18. A hell of a deal for that. Next up, for $25, I got another game. This is like up to $100 now, just absolutely ridiculous. I picked this up back in the end of March, beginning of April, and it was $25 at my local game store, and that was a game called Wet, which this is a really cool game. Looked really awesome from the videos I've seen. I've always wanted to play it, and I just kept putting it off, so I'm glad that I finally got it, and it is complete with the manual. But sadly, this game is now going over $100. Just in the last couple weeks, it's just skyrocketed in price. But it's a really awesome game. Kind of like Max Payne, but you play as this cool assassin chick. So I'm looking forward to checking this out as well. Another one here I'm really glad that I got from the local game stores. I got it for $25, and this goes anywhere from $50 to $80 online, and that is Jurassic Park the game. It's the Telltale game. So if you guys know the Telltale series where you get the interactive stories and stuff, well, this is the Jurassic Park one that I've wanted to get for years, and I'm glad I finally got it because it's really hard to find. It's really uncommon, and I got the only copy my local game stores had. They had to order it from me from another location, and I got it for 25 bucks. Came complete with the manual, and they even put it in a nice new replacement case. Really happy to have this too. Can't wait to play it. Looking forward to it because I love these Telltale games, and this one looks really fun because I love Jurassic Park. Another one here I got, this was 30 bucks, about the same price it goes for online. I had him order it for me as well, but that was Captain America Super Soldier, which I love these superhero games, and this is one of the few that I was missing for the 360, so I'm really glad to have it now. This is another one that keeps going up in price. It's complete. It was a title of like $15 in the beginning of the year, and it's gone up to like 40 and 50 now, so really happy I have that one. I do have one random original Xbox game. I just picked it up because it was $1, and it's just a random variant. It's a PAL copy of Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, the original one. I just got it because it was $1, and because it's a PAL copy, just a random variant to get for the collection. Other than that, that's the only reason I got it. It just looked kind of cool, and it was $1, so that was a neat little find. For $3, I picked up a copy here of Battlefield 4, which I never played. I got it for the store. It was only $3. They had like 15 copies of this at that store, all for $3. And it's complete with the discs and the little paper inserts and stuff. So I got this simply just obviously to play the single player campaign, but heard really good things about it, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Next up for $5, I got another racing game. It's a bike one that I did not know a whole lot about this series, but I've seen it periodically at my local game store, so I decided to finally pick up a copy because this one was actually complete. Most of my find are missing, but it's SBKX Super Bike World Championship, so a motorcycle racing game. It was only $5. So really awesome, and it is complete with the manual, so I'm looking forward to checking that out because I do love my racing games. Next up for $6, I got Crimes and Punishment Sherlock Holmes. So I have been recommended a bunch of these Sherlock Holmes games that came out on the 360 from different people, so I decided to go out and pick them all up. And so here's the first one for $6. Looking forward to checking it out, and it is complete with the manual, so that looks awesome. Next up for $6, I got the Batman Game of the Year edition of Arkham City because it has all the DLC on the disc. So I wanted to make sure to buy all of these complete collections for the 360 because it has a DLC backed up for you. So I've got that. It was only $6. My local game store had a bunch of these. Got the manual. It even has the old code to download that Batman movie, which I'll have to check and see if the code is still valid because sometimes they are, but you have both discs in there. So this is the way to get all the content. You get all the bonus stuff. You get the Harley Quinn's Revenge, Catwoman pack, Robin bundle, Nightwing bundle, Arkham City skin bundle, Challenge map pack, you know, all that. And it was only $6 for all that DLC is now backed up and saved for me because I never did buy the DLC for Arkham City. So really glad to have that in the collection now. Next up for $8, another racing game. I remember this one because I rented it at Family Video and I completely forgot about it until my buddy at the game store said, hey, you know, you like racing games? I just got this in. Let me know if it's something you'd be interested in. Handed it to me and I was like, yeah, this looks cool. So I took it home for $8. I got Scour International Baja 1000, the official game. Really cool. So you have dirt bikes, ATVs, and rally vehicles and stuff. Just look really neat. So I figured, hell, why not check it out for $8? It is complete with the manual, so definitely looking forward to checking out. If you guys ever played this racing game, let me know your guys' thoughts. But it looked awesome. Another one here for $8 is a game called Ruse, The Art of Deception, RTS game set during World War II. Heard really good things about this one, so I wanted to pick up a copy. And it is complete online. This one's going for about 12 to 15, so really glad I got it for $8. I can't wait to check it out. Next up for $8, and I'm really glad that I picked this up when I did because this, I looked online, I couldn't find any copies, and the few that you get on there, these arcade compilation packs are exploding in price online. People want $40, $50, $100 for a copy, and this one's extremely hard to find. It was just a random one I didn't have at a random store, and that is the Xbox Live Arcade Game Pack, which has Luminines Live, Geometry Wars 2, and Bomberman Live, and I got that for $8, which is awesome. So this one is really hard to get now. Barely ever any copies online, and when they are, people want a lot of money for them. You'll find a lot of PAL copies, but you won't find a whole lot of American copies. So really happy to have that. I love these arcade compilations, and the reason these are going up is because people know that once that marketplace is gone after July 29th, you'll never be able to get these games again. So that's why these compilation packs are so sought after. So really happy with that one. Next up for $10, I got Tropico 4 Gold Edition. They had a regular Tropico 4 with the regular version for $5, but the guy at the store told me, hey, you should get the Gold Edition because it actually has some DLC in this version. So if you are buying the Gold Edition, make sure the disc says Gold Edition, because a lot of times people will put the regular Tropico 4 disc in here and you won't get the DLC because it wasn't a code, it's physically on the disc. And there's some other DLC, you know, this is like a city building war strategy kind of game series. I had number 3, but I did not have number 4, so that was really good find there. Next up for $10, I got another Sherlock Holmes game, and this is The Testament of Sherlock Holmes, an Atlas title. Definitely one I see going up in price, and get to play as Sherlock Holmes and solve crimes and stuff. I really love these kind of games, so I was really happy to find that. And it is in good condition. So this is another one that's been recommended to me by different people, so really looking forward to playing these Sherlock Holmes games. Next up for $12, we got another Telltale game, but this is Tales from the Borderlands, which I love Borderlands and I love Telltale games, and I've wanted to get this one for a long time, so really happy I was able to finally get a copy. It was $12, and it is complete with the manual as well, so that's really awesome. Another one here for $12 is a series that I have wanted to get back into. And this is the Saints Row series, and this first one here is Saints Row Gat Outta Hell. This is the first edition version, was $12, and this is a standalone companion to the Saints Row 4 game, where it deals with going to hell and stuff. I've always liked the Saints Row games, but I really only played the first 3, so I wanted to get all the Saints Row games for my collection now, so I'm really glad I got this one. So that was a great find. Next up for $15, I finally got a physical copy of this. I've had it digitally for years because I got it through my Xbox Live Gold membership, and I thought I had a copy, and I went through my list and my entire collection. I don't actually have one, so I decided to go to the local game stores and get it for $15. I got Medal of Honor Airborne. I love this game. Awesome World War II shooter. Really cool. Really glad to have this. Highly recommend it. You can get it easily for $10 to $15. Definitely one I recommend. Awesome first-person World War II shooter. You love that kind of a setting, get this game. It's awesome. And then next up here, this is an incredible find because this game is really hard to get. It goes for like 50, 40, 50, 60 bucks on eBay if you can find a copy. Now mine has a little fading on the spine and it's missing the manual, but I could not say no for the price. They ordered it for me. It came in $15 for this. Never Dead. This is a really cool game where you play as a guy who can't die, but when he takes damage, limbs of his body fall off, like his arms, his legs. Sometimes you might be just a head rolling around, and then after you have to go back and piece your body together. Just really cool. You could see the spine got sun faded, and it didn't have the manual, but the disc's in really good condition, and I'm so excited that I got this for $15. It's just awesome. Great deal. So in the future, I'm going to pay attention if I can find a manual or something for it. But I do recommend if you find a game you really want, you get it for a good price. Maybe it's not complete, maybe it's a little beat up. I would recommend just pick it up because you might not ever find it again for a good deal. And even if you do, you can always resell this copy. Let's say I find another one complete for a good price, I can always just resell this one and recoup some money to help pay for a brand new one that maybe is more complete or in better condition. So really happy to get this incredible price, and I can't wait to check it out as this game looks awesome. And I should have picked it up years ago, and I just waited too long, unfortunately, but I'm glad I do have it now. Here's another one that I loved when I rented it. It's a first-person shooter. It's the History Channel Civil War: A Nation Divided. So you get to fight in the Civil War with authentic weapons, and you get to have 12 different battles and stuff. I actually beat this game with just a sword. I ran through the whole game one time just to see if I could do it with just a sword, and I was able to beat the game. It was crazy, but really awesome game. If you love the Civil War, check this one out. It's really cool. Next up here, another racing title, which I did not have this one. It looked really cool. It's Hot Wheels World's Best Driver for $15, which I do love the Hot Wheels games. They're really fun. And it was complete, so looking forward to checking that out. Another one here, this is $20, and I'm glad I found this version because it has all the DLC. This is Dirt 3, the Full Experience Complete Edition. It has all the DLC you can download for it. You want to make sure if you get this version that the disc has a gold ring around it, because there's regular Dirt 3, but you need Dirt 3 Complete Edition if you want to have all the DLC. So really glad now I have all the DLC, because you can't even get the DLC. If you go online, it says it's completely unavailable. It says not available to download, so you have to have this complete version to get all the DLC. So really happy it was only 20 bucks. They had a regular version that was 20 bucks as well, so I might as well get the complete edition that has all the DLC on there. And then the final one from the game store is one that you guys have seen in one of a few weeks ago in my weekly gaming playlist series. Played it for a little while. That is Alice Madness Returns. It is backwards compatible on the Series X. It originally came with an online pass, but the online pass is actually free, and it lets you download the America McGee's Alice game, the prequel to this game. This was 40 bucks, but it is complete with the insert and everything in there, which I was really glad to get that. And this is a really hard one to find as well, going up in price, $40 to $80, $100 depending on the seller and the day. Really glad to finally have this in the collection as well, as I'm looking forward to resuming my game and beating that first one, and then I'll beat this one as well. Really awesome game though. Really happy to have those. Now I did sell some games. I mentioned to my buddy, the Mac Daddy Jeff, Mr. Tightweight on here. He's got a couple different channels. Him and I have been friends for years. So I sold him some games, but he also did a little trade. He gave me 3 Nintendo Powers. He looked on my site and saw there was 3 issues that he had that I needed. So I got some money from him, plus I got these Nintendo Powers. So that was really awesome. So this one was volume 182. Volume 210. And finally, volume 216. So Jeff, man, thank you so much for buying those games and for these 3 Nintendo Powers, because I'm still working on completing my Nintendo Power set. I think I have like 80 some issues left, and I'll have the full set. So I got those from him, so that was really great. We'll start off with a couple things from eBay. These are the non-video games stuff, but this one is actually a pre-order bonus for a game that I own, and this is the Bullet Witch comic book. I got this for like $7. This was a pre-order bonus when you got the Bullet Witch video game for the Xbox 360, which is exclusive. That game is skyrocketing in price, but a lot of people don't know about this collector's comic book that was a pre-order bonus, which I do love these kind of things. A buddy told me, he's like, hey man, you have that rare game, but do you have the hard to get comic book? Not too many people know about it, so I got that to add to the collection because I did love the Bullet Witch game, and I did read the little comic book. It's pretty cool, so that was neat to find. Next up, I got a Blu-ray set here for it was 40 bucks. This movie, I knew about the first one, but I did not know that there was actually a whole set of 4 of them, and it is the House collection, which I knew about the original House movie, but I did not know there was a House 2, the second story, House 3, the horror show, and House 4, the repossession, which I loved it. They're old 80s, early 90s, little campy horror movies. They're kind of silly and stuff, but this set was only released in the UK, in Europe and stuff. They're region free, so you can watch them on any DVD player, whatever you have. You don't have to worry about it. It says it's only, region B or whatever their region is, but they work in whatever, because I have a buddy that has this set, and so that was kind of cool. I loved the first House movie, and now I have all 4 of them, so I do look forward to checking these out on Blu-ray. So that was a really cool find there as well. So got those. Now we'll start on the big stack here of Xbox 360 games. Now most of these I don't remember the price. There's a couple of these I do remember around what the price were, but most of them I will not know the prices. But this first couple stack here, I got thanks to selling stuff to Inflame Media, my buddy Chandler. Thanks so much, buddy, for this. But this first one was like $48, and that was Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection. Really awesome. So you have Budokai 1 and 3. They skipped number 2 for some reason, but I have not played these games in years. I have the original versions on the PlayStation 2. There's 2 different versions of this though. There was an original print running, which actually has a reversible cover. You guys can see the reversible cover art on there. It also has 2 manuals, because this is actually the French-Canadian version, so from Canada. Well, there are versions of this where you only have this one cover. The original print run actually had the reversible cover art. You could change the cover which has a little bit different looking there. It's kind of hard to see in the case, but I was really glad that I found a version that had the original one, and it's in really good condition. So really happy to get that. Thanks to him, I was able to get one of the Dragon Ball Z games I needed to complete my set. Next up, another one here was about 50 bucks, was Dragon Ball Raging Blast, which is an awesome game. I remember running this and playing it, absolutely loved it. It's complete. It was another one I needed to complete my Dragon Ball Z set. And then this one was also around that $50 price range, was Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2, which I have never played it before. Some people liked it, some people said they didn't like it as much as the first one, but I wanted to get all the Dragon Ball Z games because I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, and it is complete as well, so that was really awesome. Another one here I got, this was $80, but again, like I said, selling stuff to him helped pay for this, and that was Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. This is one of the last Spider-Man games I needed to complete my Spider-Man collection. So you get to play as 4 different Spider-Man. I beat this game already, but I would like to play it again. You get to play as Spider-Man 2099, the Ultimate Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Noir, which is like an old, this one here where you get to play. It kind of reminds me a lot of like Batman Arkham Asylum. It deals with being stealthy and stuff, and deals with like, I think the early 1800s of being, or 1900s or something like that, of being Spider-Man in the past. It's really cool. He plays 4 different Spider-Man, and it is complete with the manual. Really wish I would have bought this game years ago when it was like only like a $15 game. This one is going up in price. There's a huge demand for it. Spider-Man games have been holding their value for the last couple of years, and it still just continues to go up, so really glad to have that. Now, thanks to my buddy, the Mac Daddy Jeff, I was able to buy this game from him, and I think I got this one for like $65 or so, and that was Spider-Man Edge of Time. This is another one that's been going up in price. Now, this was a sequel to Shattered Dimension, but you only get to play as the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099. There was a whole issue. I watched a little video about the Spider-Man games and all the issues they had with developing this game and the money issues and stuff, and so they had to do cutbacks, and so we only ended up getting to be the 2 Spider-Man. But this is another one that I rented and beat from Family Video. Glad I finally got a copy of my collection, and it was complete. So Jeff, Chandler, both of you, thank you guys so much for buying that stuff from me. And I also want to thank the other people who bought stuff from me as well. Like I said, you know, for your guys' privacy, I won't say your guys' names, but thank you guys so much, all of you, for helping me to get some of these games for my 360 collection. And then a few of their money helped pay for some of this other stuff. Now, this one I got for $38, brand new, sealed, with free shipping. It took a little while because the shipping they used took an extra like week or so, but it was definitely worth it. Finally got this, and that is the Capcom Digital Collection. You get 8 games in one. Super Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, Final Fight Double Impact, 1942 Joint Strike, Puzzle Street Fighter, Super Puzzle Fighter Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, Bionic Commando Re-Armed 2, Wolf of the Battlefield Commando 3, some Rocket something, it came from Uranus expansion pack, and a game called Flock. So 8 games in one. This is another one of those games going up in price. I got it digitally for that deal because people wanted $40 and $50 for a loose copy. I might as well help save a little bit of money and get it for that $38 with free shipping. Some seller had hundreds of copies, but when I got him, it said like 10 copies left, so I'm sure that seller's already sold out, but really glad to have this in the collection now. Can't wait to check out these games. 8 games on one, awesome price for that. Another one here, it was $30. Really glad. This is really hard one to find as well now. Really interesting, unique art style. There's a game called Mayhem, and it's in 3D, and it's like a black and white, cel-shaded graphics, and it's like a derby game, but it came with 3D glasses. Now, the hardest thing to do is to get it with the 3D glasses, and I missed out literally on buying a copy locally of this by like 10 minutes. Some dude had it in his hand and was buying it, but it was missing the manual and it was missing the glasses. So I'm really glad I was able to go online and get a complete copy for about $30 shipped. So glad to finally have this. I can't wait to check out. Looks really awesome. This one is going way up in price as well, and it's hard to find a copy online, so I'm really glad that I was able to get this one as well. Just got to have patience and just be looking all the time on eBay for some of these games if you want to get them. This one I do remember the price from. It was $9 shipped, and that was Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I'm a big fan of the Ninja Turtles games, and my buddy at the game store recommended to me. Really cool. One of them's like a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and the other one's like a traditional Turtles game. And it is complete. This is one that did not come with a manual, but it did have the inserts, so I'm looking forward to checking out. Now, this isn't my favorite art style for the Ninja Turtles, but I can overlook that for the Turtles series, and I can't wait to check it out. Looks really fun, though. Here's another one I'm glad that I got. It was only $6 shipped, and it's really cheap. You can get it even locally. But this is the Game of the Year edition of Dead Island, which includes 3 DLC packs: Bloodbath Arena, Rider White Episode, and the Ripper Weapon Blueprint. Really cool. You gotta make sure, though, that it says Game of the Year edition on your disc, or you won't have the DLC physically on the disc. It's not a code or anything. It does come with a manual. It's on the disc. So you want to make sure if you buy this version, which it's cheap, you can get all that DLC backed up. So can't wait to go back to this one and check out that DLC. Another one here. I got this for, it was like $10. And this is one I actually did not have. And I thought I had all of these ATV racing games for my collection, but I did not have this one. And it is MXGP, the official motocross video game. Really happy to get that. And it is complete with the manual, so that's awesome. I'm looking forward to checking out. Now I think I have all the ATV games for my Xbox 360, so really glad. I just happened to see that in some dude's video, and I'm like, hey, there's a game I don't even know about. Sweet, let's add it to the list. Hey, it's not very expensive. We'll pick it up. So I was really glad to get that. Another one here, really glad I got this one. I did, because this is skyrocketed in price, especially this version of it. Raiden 4, exclusive to the Xbox 360. I got this for $24. This has gone up to like $50, $60, sometimes even $100. But what also makes this version is it came with the Raiden 4 soundtrack. Now, there's also another version of this that was from GameStop, and literally it's the same disc, it just has a GameStop logo on it. I'm really glad I got this Raiden 4, as this is skyrocketing in price locally. There's a couple stores here that want $50 and $75 for a copy. So glad that I was able to get it on there for $25. Awesome game. Really looking forward to checking that one out. Another one here, I remember this one was $15, and this was Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation, the only Ace Combat game I was missing for the 360. Really glad to have it, and it is complete. I could have got this locally for about the same price, but they had a Platinum Hits version. I would rather have the regular black labeled version, so that's why I got it on eBay, so glad for that one. This one, I do remember the price. It was like $22 shipped, and it was brand new and sealed. And locally, they wanted $25 for it, so I said, hell with that. I'll go where I can get it cheapest. I can save $3. I'll get it on eBay. And it was still sealed, and that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Danger of the Ooze. So another one in the Ninja Turtles series for the 360. Really glad to get this. These Turtle games are also going up in price as Ninja Turtles are popular again, and there's, you know, talks of new shows and movies coming out. So then whenever that happens, people want to go back and play the different games. So I was glad to get that one. Another one here, this is a really hard to find, one of the hardest to find games for the 360 as far as Turtle games go. I rented this and beat it years ago, and I never got a copy. I got it for $20, so glad I got it. I just actually recently found it locally for $25, but that is TMNT, and there was off that movie that was basically like the 4th movie in the Turtle movie series. Really fun game, beat it. I can't wait to play it again because it's been so long and it's complete with the manual. So this one is very uncommon, rare, one of the rarest Turtles games on the 360. Really hard to find a copy. Even on eBay, it's been hard to find a copy as people have been buying them up because of the marketplace closing down. So really glad to have that. Awesome game. Highly recommend if you're a Turtles fan, get that. Here's another one I got for $13. I remember this one. Operation Flashpoint Red River. I had the Operation Flashpoint, the first one. I can't remember the name, the title to it now, but I did not have this extra one, this sequel to it, which I'm looking forward to checking out. And it is complete, and the person even had a little thank you thing in there and a little sticker, so really happy. This is also really hard to get, really uncommon. None of my local game stores even have a copy of this. They have plenty of the Operation, might be Rising Dragon or something like that. They have that one, but I could never find this one locally, so I'm glad I was able to find a seller on eBay. Awesome game. This one I do remember the price too. It was about $8 to $10 ship, and that was a copy of Iron Man, which I love this game, rent it, beat it, but I never had it in the collection. Now I do, and it is complete, and I can't wait to play it again. I love these Marvel superhero games on the 360. They're all really fun. Highly recommend all of them. If you're a fan of the Marvel series, I recommend all of them. They're great games. This one, was $15, I remember, and that was Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. I have never played this game before. I heard mixed things about it, but again, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, and I wanted to get all the Dragon Ball Z games, so I was glad to get this one, and I wanted to get it before prices go up, because all these Dragon Ball Z games are going up, and it is complete with the manual, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out as well. This one I remember was like, I think $10 I needed to complete my series, but that is MotoGP 08. So I now have all the MotoGP games, and it is complete with the manual and the little insert advertising a chair you can get, which that's kind of the hardest part to get in this, is people usually throw that piece out. So that was cool to get. Can't wait to play that one. This one I don't remember the price, but it was like around $10 to $15 or so, and this is Formula 1 2011, which I would have wanted to get this series and check them out because I do like the Formula 1 racing. It is complete with the manual. Looking forward to checking this one out. It looks awesome. Finishing off and getting all the wrestling games that I was missing. All of these wrestling games were priced cheaper. Locally they want $25, $30, $40 for a copy. Online they were like 10 to 22 bucks or so. I don't remember the exact price of this one, but it was under $22 or under for it. But that was SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, and I made sure to get all the complete versions with all the manuals. So I'm looking forward to going through and playing all the story modes of these wrestling games. I love wrestling. Not a huge fan as I am today like I did the past ones, but I do love these older ones, so looking forward to that one. This one was $54 shipped. Really glad to get it. This is going way up in price as well, and that's Armored Core 5. All the Armored Core games are going up. Love the Armored Core series. You get to fight with mechs and stuff, so starting to get these. It is complete with the manual. Really wish I would have bought these years ago when they were a lot cheaper. Unfortunately, some of them are going over $100 or more now for a copy of some of the other ones, but I'm glad to have one of them for the collection. This one I got for $40, and it has pretty much been $40 for the last 6 years here locally. They just have run out of copies now that everybody's buying up 360 games, so I was able to get one on eBay for $40. Had a little bit of like water damage at the top of this, but doesn't affect the game for me at all, and that is The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. You guys saw the strategy guide earlier. Now I finally have the game, and it's complete. You know, I've been waiting and waiting for this game to go down, and just never has, so it's obviously never going to go below $40, so decided to just pull the trigger and pick it up. Can't wait to check it out because I do love the Spyro games, and I finally got it. You know, I've been waiting all these years, and the price is not going down. I don't think it's ever going to go down. Another one here, I don't remember the price of it, but a buddy told me it was a lot better than the Xbox One version I have, and that was the Evil Within, and I made sure to get one with the cool lenticular spine, and it is complete with the manual, and I also the guy included a cool little Batman sticker, so that was a neat little find, in really good condition, and it has the slipcover. These slipcovers are really hard to get and find. A lot of people just threw them away from their collections, so I love when they have the slipcovers, so I'm looking forward to playing the Evil Within, because that game looks really fun. And my buddy told me it's a place that runs much better in the 360 than the Xbox One version. Another one here was about $10 to $15, somewhere in that range, was Formula 1 2010, which is complete with the manual. Now there is a Formula 1 2013, but that game's going for like $600 to $700, so I will not pay that price. If I happen to run into it cheap somewhere someday, maybe I'll get it, but I'm not paying any crazy amount for something like that. Another one here I got for $27, brand new, sealed, shipped to me. Really glad to have this. I've heard a lot of good things. The first-person shooter, it's going way up in value. A lot of people are going after this game now, and that is Deadfall Adventures. And I found a seller who had a bunch of copies. I was one of the last people able to get a copy from this seller before they sold out, and they had like over 100. So really happy to have that in the collection now. Next up here, this is one that I have for the PSP, but I wanted to get the 360 version, and this one is the more common of the two. There's two of these, and this is the first one, and I got this, I think, was like 15 to 20, somewhere in there, was Monster Jam. Oh no, this is the sequel one, never mind. This one's even harder to find than that one I'm thinking about. This is actually the sequel. This one I know was 25. That is Monster Jam Path of Destruction. Extremely hard to find. I found the only copy on eBay from 3 weeks of searching. One finally popped up. As soon as it popped up, I instantly jumped on it and bought it, because there was a couple other times I was on there, and as soon as I went to pay, it was gone. I said, sorry, this game is unavailable. So people have been looking for this one because it's really uncommon, had a very small print run, and it is complete with the manual. So awesome. The other one I'll show you guys is just called Monster Jam. It's in the stack somewhere, but this is the second one, which is even harder to find. I also have this on the PSP as well, but I wanted to get the console version. This series is awesome. I rented them from Family Video and really had a lot of fun with them. And this one here I got for it was like $8 or $10, and it's Saints Row 3rd, the full package. And this is because this is Saints Row 3 that comes with all the DLC on a second disc. So this is the version you want to get if you like Saints Row. Get Saints Row 3, get the full package version, because you get all the DLC on a disc. So I can't wait to check out the DLC. I did play Saints Row the 3rd, but I never beat it, and now I have all the DLCs with thanks to this version. So that was really cool. Another one here I needed for my Dragon Ball Z collection. I think this one was ended up being like maybe $20 or so. That was Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, which I remember renting this and playing the demo back in the day. And it is complete. This one did not have a manual. It has a little code which I'll have to check out. Maybe that's not used. Sometimes you get lucky like that. But that was another of the Dragon Ball Z games I needed to complete my collection. This is another uncommon one to find on the 360. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was under 20 bucks. And that is the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I have the first Amazing Spider-Man on the 360, but I did not have the second one. So now I have all the Spider-Man games except for one, and it is complete. It's one of those versions that did not come with a manual. So happy for that. Here's a game I've been looking for years. It's very uncommon. I actually just saw it locally for the same price. I paid $23 for this, and I literally saw it there for about $24. They finally got a copy in locally. And that is The Way of the Samurai 3. I have Way of the Samurai 1. I need to get number 2 for the PS2, and it's got a huge, thick manual. This is like, look at this thing. It's like a book. It's huge. It's thick. Really awesome. But it's a really cool samurai game. Multiple endings. Play as different characters and stuff. Just really cool. Your choices define you. It just looks really awesome. I love the first one. They're kind of janky games, but really glad to finally have Way of the Samurai 3. Awesome game. I believe it was also released on the PlayStation 3 as well. Alright, now we got some more of the wrestling games. Like I said, these were all priced like 12 to like 20 something. But I got WWE 2K13. And it is complete. And now what's funny is I heard some of these games actually play better on the 360 than they did on the Xbox One version. And so that's why a buddy told me, get the 360 versions. The Xbox Ones are kind of janky and glitchy and messy. Get the 360 ones, they run better. So I'm glad I got the 360 versions. Another one here I got, which I think this was the final one on 360, was WWE 2K17. And the reason I do like a lot of these ones is there's obviously wrestlers I don't know, and this is complete, is there's a lot of legends in these games as well. Now, sadly, all the DLC for these games have been delisted from the WE, did it over the years, so you can no longer buy the DLC, but you at least have all the characters that came in them. So I got that one. WWE 2K14. Now this is one I know people said runs better on the 360 than it does on the Xbox One version. You have The Rock on the cover, but it also has a reversible cover, which I think I can't remember his name. Maybe it might be Daniel or something, I don't know, but there's a reversible cover on this one that you could get. But looking forward to checking out this one as well, so really happy to get that. Another one here, WWE 2012. That was awesome. Another one to go through, and it's complete. And like I said, I had to go on eBay because I could get them a lot cheaper. Locally, the wrestling games are expensive here for some reason, but they do sell. So I'm glad to have all these different wrestling games now for the 360. I do have them all. There's some more in here somewhere. And on that stack. Here we go. WWE 2K15, which has a really cool raised cover on there. Kind of like a hollow foil cover, which is pretty neat. And it's also complete with the manual as well, which it was hard finding some of these games with the manuals. There's a lot of copies available online, but a lot more are missing the manual, and I love my games to be complete. So I got the complete version, so I can't wait to check this one out as well. Got another one here, WWE 2K16 with Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of my absolute favorite wrestlers of all time. This I heard is one of the best ones besides 2K14 that people liked, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. and it is complete with the manual as well. We have another one here, SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. I played the hell out of SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, but we played a little bit of this when I rented it, but I would love to go through and beat the story mode on this, because this is when it has all the wrestlers that I love. The Rock, Undertaker, Triple H, Vince McMahon, you know, just has all the old classic wrestlers. ECW, like Bobby Lashley. Awesome. Can't wait to play that one, and it's complete. Really glad. Locally, they want like $40 for this game, and I got it online for like $20. So awesome for that one. Here's another one that's been recommended to me. I'm really glad I got this one. This one I do remember was like $30. This was the most expensive one. It's kind of hard to find. WWE All-Stars. You have, I think it's like 15 regular newer wrestlers, and then you have the legends that battle each other, and they have the really big, exaggerated biceps, and they do giant air moves in the air because it's arcade wrestling, so it's not like simulation wrestling. It just looked really fun. And I got it with the manual, so I'm looking forward to checking this up. Seen nothing but good reviews of this and gameplay, and people really loved it, so I can't wait to check that one out. Another one here I needed, and I think this is the last of the wrestling games, was SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 with Triple H and Shawn Michaels on the cover with DX, and it's complete with the manual. So again, another time when I loved wrestling, and all the different wrestlers and stuff from that era are in this game, so I'm looking forward to playing that. I got hundreds of hours of wrestling games to keep me busy now. Here's another one, Formula 1 2012, so I got another one in this series. There's only 2 other Formula 1 games I'm missing for the 360. That super expensive one, and then I think it's, I can't remember what the other one, there's one other one that I need to get, but really glad to get this one. And this one I know was like 10 or 12 bucks, so that was a good find. Another one here, I got this for $8, and that is SBK Superbike World Championship. So this goes with that SBK X one that I got at the local game store. I've seen this there locally, but it's always missing the manual, so I decided to go online and find one with a complete manual in it. So just glad to get that one. Next up, I got this one. I think was like 10 or 12 bucks, but it's really hard to find a copy here locally. And that is the game called Gun. I do have to remove the sticker from the spine art, but that's what Bestine is for, so I got to get that. But it is complete with the manual, so really happy. Loved Gun. Glad to finally have it in my collection. And this one's going up in price, and it's hard to find. People are just going crazy buying up copies of Gun. You can find plenty for the original Xbox, but it's hard to find the 360 version. I needed this one to complete my Need for Speed collection. I always thought I had this, and I did not, so I'm glad I got it. It was like, I think, $15, somewhere around there. It was Need for Speed Pro Street. This is the only Need for Speed game I was missing. Now I have every Need for Speed game. It even came with this cool little battery coupon in there, and the manual. So that was a neat little bonus to find in there. So glad to get that. Love Need for Speed, and I have not played this one in years. I rented it, but never owned it. Now I do, so really happy with that. Getting to the last of them here. This is that one I talked about that's kind of easy to find. This is Monster Jam. So this is the one that came before Monster Jam Path of Destruction. All the cool monster trucks you get to play as, and it is complete. Really glad to get this one, but even this one's going up in price, and it's starting to become uncommon as more and more people are buying the Monster Jam games, so very happy with that. Next up, I got a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops, which I got this for $12 online, but locally here they want like $25 for a copy, and they have like 8 copies, but that's what they want, so I said, hell with that. I'll get it for less than half that online, so I got it. Call of Duty Black Ops. I needed this to complete my Call of Duty collection on the 360. I do not play the multiplayer on these anymore. I just play the story, and I would love to go back and play it again because it's been years since I played the campaign. Another one here. Glad I got this. It's Saints Row 4, but this is the National Treasure Edition, which includes over 20 DLC packs included on the disc. It is a Platinum Hits game, so you want to make sure that it says Disc 1 installer and then Disc 2 to play, that it has both discs in there, and that's where you get the complete Saints Row 4 experience. So really happy. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but it was under 20 bucks. Awesome find. 2 more. This was $13.50. A really odd price, but that's what it was with free shipping. I got Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which has all these great classic Sega Genesis titles in there. This one's starting to go up in price. So you got Streets of Rage 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Altered Beast, Golden Axe, and more. Can't wait to check it out. It's full of all kinds of awesome stuff. and it is complete with the manual. Locally, they want about $20 to $25 for a copy of this, so really glad I got it online. And the final game I got, this one was about $17 shipped, and that was Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper. But this was an old library copy. So see, some people were able to rent these games from their local libraries, which there are some in my state here, but they're like 30, 40, 50 an hour away, and I'm not going to go to a library that far just to rent a game. But I thought it's kind of cool that there were libraries renting out video games. So this was an ex-rental library copy, which doesn't bother me. You know, there's stickers on there, which I'm going to leave them on there because it just tells the story of this game. The seller resurfaced the disc, so it looks like brand new, and I can't wait to check out these Sherlock Holmes video games because they all look really fun and they're awesome. So there you guys go. You saw that, a massive stack, over 60 360 games. I didn't count it, I don't know, but there was a ton. I wasn't really originally planning to get this many, but I just keep finding more games that I like. And like I said, I'm using the money of selling those games. So I sold a lot of those unwanted games, and I was able to use that money to get the games I want. But I'm pretty much content now with the Xbox 360 collection that I've built. I do have a list on my website. They're kind of higher, pricier, harder to find games, and they're on there just to remind me if I happen to find them for cheap, I'll get them. If I don't get them, you know, it won't be the end of the world. I'm not going to be like bummed out like, oh, I didn't get this one game for the 360. Now my life's ruined, you know. It's just on there. Who knows? I might be able to get it. If you're looking to get 360 games as well, I would recommend maybe waiting till next year. You know, the hype is up right now. Everyone and their brother's buying Xbox 360 titles, but eventually the hype will die down. It won't be as popular as it is now, and some of these prices will stabilize. But there's some games, unfortunately, if you didn't get them when you could, I don't think they're ever going to go back down. There's some games in that $200 and $300 range. They're really rare and uncommon. Those ones I don't see going down in price anytime, but there's some of these other ones I do, and there's still hundreds and hundreds of 360 games you can get for cheap. So if there are ones you want to collect, you know, you don't have to get just the rare and expensive collectible ones, and you can always get the common ones, your Gears of War, your Halos, you know, ones you want to play. I would recommend getting those because they're always going to be cheap games. But there you guys go. There's all my pickups. You know, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you guys have been picking up any 360 games yourselves, and let me know if you guys have picked up any other video games yourself for your collections. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy. We'll see ya next time.